I must be the unluckiest person in the world. Right at the moment I stepped off the plane, I received devastating news. My country had just undergone a coup, and the international community no longer recognized my nation's existence. This meant the visa in my hand had become worthless paper. My currency couldn't even buy a cup of water, and all flights home were canceled. What made me even more helpless was that I couldn't speak a word of English, and had no idea what was happening. When the airport supervisor tried to explain the situation with a bag of chips, I had absolutely no clue what was going on. I listened in complete confusion. Only later did I understand that just the night before, my homeland had experienced a coup. Until the new government was officially recognized, legally speaking, I belonged nowhere. Just like that, I was trapped in the airport, unable to go home, unable to enter the United States, penniless, without legal status. I could only find ways to survive in the airport. I had to push airport seats together to make a bed, survive on free snacks from the counters, and even found a place where I could shower. Until one day, the airport supervisor Frank saw something strange on the security footage. Me walking through the terminal in a bathrobe. This made him furious. He was applying for an important promotion at the time. The last thing he wanted was a vagrant in a bathrobe ruining the airport's image. So Frank gave me a chance to escape. He told me the security guards would leave the main door unattended for 5 minutes during their noon shift change. That was my chance to get out. What he didn't say was, once I stepped outside the airport, I'd be arrested for illegal entry, and he could finally get rid of me. The trouble, though I didn't fully understand his words, I vaguely sensed something was wrong. At noon, Frank watched the monitors in the surveillance room. The guards left on schedule. Everything was as he said. But when I walked to the exit, I knew Frank was watching me through the security cameras. So I stared straight at the surveillance camera. Frank quickly turned the camera away. I took the chance to hide in the camera's blind spot. When he turned the camera back to check, I suddenly put my face right up to the lens, and said in the broken English I'd just learned,
I wait.
Obviously his plan failed, but free snacks alone couldn't fill my stomach. I was hungry every day, until one time, I saw a woman return a luggage cart, and got back a 25-cent coin. At that moment I saw hope. Most travelers didn't care about the 25-cent deposit. They'd just leave the carts after using them. I collected 3 carts to return, earning my first money in America 75 cents. Finally I could buy my first proper meal in days of burger. Later I returned dozens of carts daily, upgrading from a single burger to full combo meals. Unfortunately the good times didn't last. After Frank found out, he assigned security to collect all the carts. My cart recycling business ended just like that. I went back to living on free snack, but I wasn't planning to give up. I bought a dictionary and some books, every night using a headlamp, learning English word by word. Days passed. I could finally have simple conversations in English, so I gathered courage to find Officer Dolores. She didn't understand why I insisted on staying. I smiled and told her,
You have 2 stamps. One red, one green. So, I have chance go New York 50-50.
I wanted her to know that as long as I didn't give up, there was always hope. Just when I felt desperate, fate gave me a new opportunity. Something unexpected happened that night. A delivery guy named Enrique brought me dinner. Turns out he had a crush on Officer Dolores, but was too shy to talk to her. He saw me chatting with Officer Dolores every day. They proposed a deal. He said, you help me win her over, I'll make sure you eat every day. I agreed. So every day I chatted with Dolores, no longer to apply for entry, but to find out what she liked for Enrique. Then I'd tell this information to Enrique, and he'd repay me with food from the VIP lounge. This arrangement was perfect for both of us. During this time, my English improved dramatically. I could finally have fluent conversations. With my help, Enrique learned everything about Dolores' preferences, and Dolores began to notice Enrique. Eventually he gathered courage to ask Dolores on a date. Enrique wore his best suit, both nervous and hopeful. When Dolores appeared, she reached out her hand first. Obviously she had feelings for Enrique too. They held their wedding right in the airport. Though simple, it was unforgettable. Travelers applauded and cheered for them. That small wedding venue became a symbol of love and hope in every witness's heart. Watching their happiness, I understood I couldn't rely on Enrique forever. I needed a real job, but no store in the airport would hire me. After all, I had no ID, no phone number, nothing. At the last store, the manager told me, even if I wanted to hire you, how would I contact you without a phone number? To me, this sounded like a glimmer of hope. I immediately ran out. wrote down a payphone's number, and gave it to the manager. He pretended he'd call me. I stood outside the store waiting all night. Didn't use the restroom, just stubbornly waiting. When the phone finally rang, the manager told me the position was filled, and asked me to stop loitering outside the store. Heartbroken, I wandered aimlessly through the terminal. I saw a cracked wall. As an architect, I couldn't tolerate such poor construction, so I started repairing it. Though I hadn't done this kind of work in years, the muscle memory was still there. By dawn, that wall looked brand new. A construction crew happened to pass by. The foreman was amazed by my craftsmanship, then hired me on the spot for $19 an hour. But Frank's promotion inspection was only 3 days away. When a senior official would come to inspect, Frank absolutely couldn't let them see me, so he found an excuse to lock me in a room, but ordered security to clean the airport spotless. But right at that moment something went wrong, and only I could solve the problem. What happened next completely changed my life. Want to know how the story ends? Follow me. The rest of the story is coming soon.